First, we get the routing root ways, right? Here we get some default number, and you need to set which layer you want to use which value. You need to set. In the forward path, we just set one, set the mean, set the max. The preferred value we don't set, or we set something, and when we wrote, we can change by ourselves, right? But here you need to set for each one. For example, we set preferred this size or something else, and then we set our clearance. You see, we get many different clearance requirements for each one. The default value we set. For this part, you don't need to memorize. I do it to show this function, and or I can show you first. Here you can see. Here we set 4. Here we set 2. Here we set 4. Here we set 2. And here we set 1. Here we set. Go back. We set many parts. So which means this is only row setting. After row setting, we also need to set others. Now, I say it again. First, outline, placement, and Pelican and print. We go our most of this part. And for the component classes, no special, similar with others. The layer classes, no specific, no special. And then here we just set that classes, okay? After we set it, we do the next part, design. We go back to our design rules. We set each different clearance for each part. We set the length for some special. For example, we set wider length for power, and we set default length for the others. This part, and then we go to the routing order, right? For example, when you route, you have order in your mind, but for the computer, you need to set it. So here, we set 1, 2, 3, 4. This 4 order, which means which is judged by our class. That's why we set class before. Here, we just, for example, this first row priority. We set the first one. We set for the XTL, which means crystal oscillation, which is an important signal. And then we go to the next one, is the MCU's routing. And we go to the next, our no GND, which means not ground part. And then the last one, PWR. So which means if you want to do auto routing, after you set the clearance, the width, and you separate the classes, then you need to set the order of routing. After that, we go to the next. Which layer we want to route? First, we can set all, which means all the net. We can route on top layer, bottom layer. This default, we don't need to change it, right? But we need to remember when we route, I said do not route GND. Did you remember? Remember, right? But here, the software don't know whether we don't need to route for the GND. So we need to set a special rule for it. Here, we add a new rule, and we select where the object match. We select net GND, and here there should be not allowed. This is allowed routing layers. We disable both these two parts, then the ground won't be routing, right? Because in the forward path, someone tried the auto routing, but you after running, you can find this is very strange or very ugly routing. And then we say this, and we also need to set the wire size. When you do it by yourself, we can change each time, right? But for the software, he would only use our preferred size. So here, the preferred size will be important, right? If the software will only use the preferred size, and then for following part, this is similar to our default setting, and not other special. This is the finish of our design rule set, right? And I need to check some things. You don't need to follow my operation this moment, because this you just need to see my operation. After I set this, I finish this setting, and we go to here, route, auto route, all, and here we can see others. We can, and we need to do here the setting. For example, on top here, we choose a direction, and both